there's something wildly artistic about putting the words in the correct order. And it's the order of the words, it's your organizing of the words that reflects you and your character, right? Your subtleties, your thread of understanding. And people can come along, they can read your words and catch on to your thread for a moment and enter your mind. And if you think about the various ways to express yourself, right? There's like audio, video, writing, music, whatever kind of art form there is. If you can articulate yourself through plain text, that's a wild thing to be able to do. That's something special. If you can convey your wit and your uniqueness through plain text, that is a unique skill. And this is why copywriting is one of the most interesting games in the world of marketing. It's essentially putting a typewriter in your lap and being like, okay, how do I get this person to keep reading? Right? With a typewriter. It is selling and persuasion with a typewriter. I heard that somewhere. I thought that was a good way to put it. There's no pictures, videos, no audio. Copywriting is simply you with a goal of persuasion and conveying a message through plain text, through words. And, kudos to the person who can master the art of organizing the words in their own way. And it also turns out to be the person who can articulate their thoughts with precision. Right? You practice, threading that needle on the topic of conversation, and doing that over and over again. You get really good at articulating yourself on the spot. So I want to read you something here that I really like. And this is in relation to writing, right? To articulating my thoughts through written words here. I sit down at the creative time of day. I have an idea of what it's going to look like, but let me just start and see what unfolds. As I begin transmuting my idea to text, I change directions often. I follow different routes of this maze to see for myself where the dead ends lie. Each dead end is a thought or a word that doesn't fit. It doesn't advance the project. And as I pull that idea to paper, venturing through this maze, the transmutation process anchors the present moment. I experience many dead-end routes. I go back. I try another. It takes time, but it's no bother. What may be a bother in a more human survival, emotional reactive state of being, this is beyond that. The process confides in me. I backtrack and I backspace often, taking another educated guess at what word or series of words might keenly fit from the last. The puzzle goes on, like a game of Tetris. Each line satisfyingly falls once completed. Out of sight, out of mind for now. There's many mental computations taking place in an instant, the downloads of information on what word to put next seemingly comes from the ether. The suspense builds. I continue, and questions arise. Am I even here writing this? How are these words stacking so accordingly? How is each line following one another in unison? The creative process equals, I have an idea of what it's going to look like, but let me start and see what unfolds. At times, it's like a direct feed from above being fastened to the top of my head. I'm being fed this information that translates my vision properly. One after the other, the lines are completed and the project unfolds ever so naturally. The creative process takes over and I become more of an observer, experiencing the path being laid out in front of me. In the beginning, I didn't know what this story may look like. Now I look back and it's lyrical. It was only that I felt something being pulled out of me to paper. This feeling can be explained in no other way but spiritual. I enjoy reading through my newly transmuted idea. I laugh in awe and I clap as I float back from the depth. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh.